You're watching an NDTV exclusive. It's now been close to 4 days since Ghulam Nabi Azad, senior Congress leader, resigned. Not just his resignation, but it was the bombshell letter that he wrote while resigning that is still sending shockwaves across the political spectrum. And he joins me on NDTV for an exclusive interview. Thank you very much, Azad Saab,
thank you
for joining us. Now, Azad Saab, many others have also been leaving the Congress party and have been critical of it. You, through all this time, have been restrained. You've not been coming out so strongly. But something seems to have finally pulled that trigger for you. That not only did you quit, but you came out guns blazing, targeting particularly Rahul Gandhi. I want to ask you, though, about the way in which in your letter you clearly set up Rahul as the main reason for what you see as the destruction of the Congress party. Right? Where you say that he has demolished the consultative mechanism of the party. He's behaved in an immature way.
Why?
Yeah. Why do you single him out?
Because the consultative politics existed in Mrs. Indira Gandhi. During Indira Gandhi's time, I was General Secretary of Youth Congress. I was National President of Youth. Particularly, I was National President when Sanjay Gandhi was not there. Rajiv Gandhi had not entered into the politics. So I could meet her as 3 times. I remember 4 times also I have met in a day to Mrs. Gandhi, the Prime Minister.
Sure. But so now you're saying...
Consultative.
Yeah.
And
Rahul?
And Sonia Gandhi, let us be fair to her, from 98 to 2004, she was totally consulting the senior leaders.
Okay.
She was depending on them. She will accept their recommendation. And she would give the responsibility.
You're saying Rahul is not
which is why Mrs. Gandhi gave me 8 states during her tenure. I won 7 states.
Right.
She did not interfere.
Okay.
Not even ticket distribution she did not. But after Rahul Gandhi came into the parliament, from 2004 and immediately he became General Secretary, Mrs. Gandhi started depending more on Rahul Gandhi to coordinate.
Right.
He had no aptitude of doing that. And after her consultative process, that also receded.
Right.
Because he wanted everybody to coordinate with Rahul Gandhi, which Rahul Gandhi would not do. So he depended that Rahul Gandhi should do, maybe with a good faith she did. Because he will get experience, he will get acquainted with the work, he will get know who is who. But he didn't do that. And after 2013 January, when she made him the vice president,
right,
she almost handed over the presidentship to him.
And you're saying he never met, took everybody along. No. What if the Congress turns around and say that is not true? He has had, CWCs were held. He was present there. You were also there.
CWC is nothing. CWC is meaningless. This present CWC for the last almost a decade and a half is meaningless. Earlier, when it used to be 20 member and president in Indira Gandhi's time, Rajiv Gandhi's time.
Sure.
As president of Youth Congress, I used to be special invitee in Indira Gandhi's time. A working committee. I think there were 1 or 2, only Youth Congress president, no NSI Sevadal, and maybe 1 other INTUC president, special invitee. So 21 plus 2, special invitee. I don't remember in Rajiv Gandhi's time when I was General Secretary and Parliamentary Board member, there was no special invitee.
So you're saying under Rahul?
No.
Yeah.
So there was no Sonia. But Sonia Gandhi earlier, it used to be only working committee. Now, last 10 years, working committee is 25 and 50 are special invitee.
Okay, so you're saying the CWC is meaningless. Rahul Gandhi, it could be argued by his thing, that he says that he actually couldn't function because of the senior leaders that were not supporting him, and that's why he resigned.
Congress, working committee and leaders, including me, supported him to the extent of we signed on dotted lines. But the reason he gave in the working committee that senior leaders didn't cooperate me, and the example he cited, I don't want to say on television.
No, but
No, I don't want to say that.
but you have. I've heard you said that he said that
No.
Chaukidar Chor hai slogan
Whatever.
that
So-
you didn't which he had taken out in the last election against Narendra Modi, that none of you backed him on that.
But is this the policy? Is this the, now you have said, is this the policy? We had been chief ministers. No, we have got political education under Mrs. Indira Gandhi. Mrs. Indira Gandhi, while I was junior minister, she called Fotedar and me once that you should keep meeting Atal Bihari Vajpayee. You know, see the difference between leader and leader.
So you're saying
So-
this kind of
so-
language
So she said,
is against your-
he said
is
after all,
against your culture.
Atalji is also a politician. He must also wanting to do some work to be done.
Right.
But he will be hesitant to talk to me. So you ask him and you should do.
Right.
So we have got that type of education that you should respect elders and you should give equal respect to opposition leaders. We have not been taught to say in the public, Prime Minister is chor hai. And what have we got?
Did you say that at the meeting, that we are not, this is not part of our...
No, he made everybody to, raise their hands who said Chaukidar chor.
He asked for a show of hands.
Yeah, I was sunk in the chair. So many senior people who have been chief minister, who have been ministers with Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, Narasimha Rao. How do you expect from them to speak this language in public?
And he, once again, this is, he asked
We
for,
can write left and center, oppose Modi, his policies, his way of functioning. But we can't go for personal, somebody chore and all.
No, but he also asked for a show of hands. This is, we're talking about a group which has some very senior people sitting, right? There was you, is Dr. Manmohan Singh also there? No, just to clarify.
Yeah, Manmohan Singh was there. Antony was there. I was there. Chittambaram was there. Everybody was there.
And he said, put up your hands, those who use the word Chaukidar Chor.
Okay. Let's ask me. Don't ask me that.
Okay, but let me ask you this.
But
though,
is this an excuse of resigning?
right.
Is this the language the senior cabinet minister should follow him?
But the question though that does come up in this is that you seem to kind of single out Rahul and not really take on Sonia Gandhi. You seem to suggest that, no, hold on, but because ultimately she is the one who was also aware, I'm sure she was aware of all this and didn't do anything. Rahul was allowed to do pretty much, as you said, all of this.
All mothers are like that.
What do you mean by that? You're saying that this is a mother's weakness, that she didn't intervene?
All mothers have, maybe my mother, your mother, weakness for their children.
No, but this is not about, someone who is taking
No,
this.
these are
I'm saying, but I'm saying this is a national, I'm saying this is important. This is a national party. This is a national party.
I have a great,
this is a very old party.
I have a great.
This is not your family.
No, I have
matter.
I had family relations. I have great regard for Mrs. Gandhi, and she was always nice to me. And even till yesterday, she was nice to me. She's very humble, very compassionate, and very good woman. But somehow, she ignored what Mr. Rahul Gandhi was doing. And
but isn't that a problem, Ghulam Sahib? Because this is not, we're not talking about a family dispute. This involves India's leading opposition party. So doesn't she also become responsible, if going by what you're saying, for what has happened to the Congress?
it has happened and happened, so what can we do?
No, but I'm saying just because you didn't mention Sonia. What about?
So when I was tired, so when nothing could be heard in either of the two places,
Yes.
so it's better. Not that she would hear even till 3 months to me.
Right.
But the decision would come from somewhere else. It was not implemented.
From
Natural.
Rahul. But when you say that it had reached the point where Rahul's team, I mean, decisions were being taken by security guards and PAs.
Yeah, I have the proof.
Security guards.
Yeah, he asked them who's who.
To take what decision?
No, he asked them वो कैसा है president रहेगा, कैसा ये रहेगा. अरे हम भी 50 साल से हमारे सीनियर IAS ऑफिसर सेक्रेटरीज रहे हैं. हमने 50 साल उनसे नहीं पूछा कौन क्या कैसा है, अफसर कौन कैसा रहेगा.
When you say security guards, who do you mean? No, like for example, there's a gentleman, Baiju, who's handling Rahul Gandhi.
I'm not
security.
saying anybody.
Do you mean people like that are taking
everybody
decisions?
knows in Congress party who they are. And through whom they reach him. And who are the people who tell those people, senior people, that we have discussed nothing, it will happen.
So you're saying everybody knows who they are.
Yeah.
But the other question being raised is that your grievances or your problems, you cite the example of 2013, where Rahul tore up the ordinance which was brought at that time when UPA was in government. This is an ordinance pertaining to criminal, candidates convicted of criminal charges, Supreme Court order. Since you said that single act demolished or was contributing to the collapse of the UPA government. You saying
no, collapse in the sense that
it aided.
That eroded the authority of the Prime Minister entire cabinet. I don't know, Rahul ji knows till today how the ordinance are issued. The ordinance is prepared by the ministry concerned. Then it goes to the cabinet.
Sure,
cabinet passes
but
under the chairmanship of Prime Minister. Then it goes to the Prime Minister. So anything passed by under the leadership of head of the government and head of the state, and you tear it off in
public domain.
In public.
But the question is, that was almost something which happened 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Why the question is then why are you bringing, why didn't you raise it then? You were a minister in the UPA government.
Minister, naturally.
So
I was
you didn't raise it then?
You know, पानी कब बाहर जाता है तालाब से? जब भर जाता है. You know, if you fill up a pond, when will water come out of the pond? When it is full.
So you're saying the water has reached now the level for you after all these years of...
after years.
Jairam Ramesh has tweeted, you must have seen. Everyone and many people in the Congress have come out and criticized what you said. Jairam Ramesh, a man who has been treated by the greatest respect by the Congress leadership, has betrayed it by his vicious personal attacks, which reveals his true character. GNA's DNA has been modified or modified. Is the
I don't
insinuation.
Because a person whose biodata in Congress party nobody knows. Nobody knows which state does he belong.
Jairam Ramesh.
Which district he belong, which party he belonged to. He was never in Youth Congress, NSUI, he was never in Congress, he was not in block committee, district committee, state committee, PCC. All of a sudden, by doing these tweets, we saw him becoming MP, we saw him becoming cabinet minister. And he is the one in cabinet minister who would put his telephone on so that the media people will listen. That is the type of person. He is the person in house, he sleeps with the, with that top, your computer. Laptop. And gives messages. Earlier he used to plant messages, plant stories against the government, against the opposition leaders. Now he is planting stories against me. So many dirty stories.
Planting stories against which government you're talking about?
Well, the present government or any government or any opposition party or across the regional parties. Because he is 24/7 doing all these planting of stories. He's a great story plant, very famous for planting the stories then and now. So his job is this. That's why he has put media ahead.
But he's now a very senior leader in the party.
Which leader?
No, I'm saying in terms of the position or the responsibility is given.
For doing this dirty job. Has ever he been in, you ask any state, Any state has he ever been in the party?
Okay, but moving aside from Jairam
So
Ramesh
why
himself, the incident, no, but I'm saying the suggestion, and this is something which earlier also came up, especially, during that whole moment when at your farewell in the Rajya Sabha, the Prime Minister hugged you, both of you became emotional. The suggestion has been that somewhere along the line, you are drifting towards the BJP, or there is now a kind of a talmel with the BJP.
Why are you, in 7 years as opposition leader, in front of Prime Minister, on every occasion I have taken him on his wrong policies, implementation of policies, unemployment, J&K, downgrading the state. It may be CA, it may be any other issue. But this was a particular moment. Why are they reading?
But the hug, the emotions.
What about the hug?
The tears.
No, what about Rahul Gandhi's hug? After speaking against him 5 minutes and goes and hug him. What about that? What was that?
But the Prime Minister did get emotional at your,
No. Again, I don't know why these educated people see only tears. Why don't you see what and read what he has spoken? He is citing an example when I was Chief Minister, when Gujarat tourists were killed by militants.
Right.
He's talking about.
That made him emotional, you're saying?
No, all the time, whenever he spoke me that day, all the time I was weeping.
Right.
I was crying.
Right.
So he was just remembering that, which he said, that as if somebody, family member had died.
Okay. But just to get this clarified from you, I know you've said this elsewhere, but BJP, are you considering at all joining the BJP?
I think those who are, this was also spread by Congress by our, after that our letter. After letter 23,
yes,
they were again, and this man was the first man. Jairam.
Okay.
Even when I got Padam Bhushan, so he was the first one to eat.
Yes.
But forgetting that 1 year before, the ex-chief minister, Mr. Gogoi, and ex-chief minister of Nagaland, S.C. Jamir, were given Padam Bhushan. And they were welcomed and congratulated by AICC. And Ghulam Nabi Azad, who fought militancy in Punjab earlier, I resigned from the ministry and assigned, got the job of, Punjab for 4 years, and I was there till the elections were held and till the government was installed, and then Kashmir. So if I will not get Padam Bhushan for that job, our friend chairman of media committee, will he get Padam Bhushan for tweeting the
but coming back to
for planting the stories?
Okay, but coming back to the BJP question though. Are you going to, is that an option for you, BJP?
I am no party I am joining. That's why I have said launching party.
You're launching your own party in Jammu and Kashmir?
Yeah, Jammu Kashmir, and maybe later on national level.
But BJP? No.
No party.
No party.
No party. If I can't join national conference, with whom we had half a dozen time alliance, how can you think of which are ideologically North Pole and South Pole? How can we? Personal relations.
What if BJP in Jammu and Kashmir wants to have a tie-up with you? Will you agree?
Neither they will get benefited from me nor I will get benefited. Their vote bank, need not to be said, is a particular vote bank. My vote bank is another particular vote bank.
But TDP and PDP and BJP have there has been an alliance in the past.
They had not alliance. They had formation of a government.
So you will not do any political business with the BJP. You're ruling that out completely?
There is no question.
Last question I want to ask you. You're quitting at a time.
If somebody knows ABC of Jammu Kashmir,
Yes.
ABC,
Yes.
I am unfortunate that our leaders who started this campaign, the BJP, he's going to BJP,
Yes.
they are going to make president, they
Yes.
are going to make him vice president.
Yes.
It emanated from Congress leadership, Congress party to defame me. It emanated from there. Then media people took up. Had they known ABC of Jammu Kashmir, they would have realized neither benefit, BJP will get one vote benefit,
Right.
nor I will get aligning with BJP one vote benefit.
Okay, last I want to ask you, we're doing this interview at a time when you resigned at a time when the Congress was actually attempting to suggest that they are now planning to change the leadership. This whole idea that, people like Rahul, etc. are not able to run the party, so now there is going to be
I have
elections. No, hold on. And that there will be a non-Gandhi who may likely be made president. You're not convinced of that. You don't
Not
think,
at all.
You don't think it's going to be a significant? Yeah.
Because the G23, when we said election at block, district and state level and subsequently at the national level. What is the first process? ABC to have membership. How the membership is made? In villages, you have to go house to house.
So you're saying that whole process is what? Is being
Farce.
Is a farce.
And in cities, you have to go mohalla to mohalla.
You're saying none of that has
some
happened.
leaders at block level have said, taken the voter list, made the voter list, and on voter list and 100 in this village, and deposited the money.
So suppose the new president comes, it is not a Gandhi. You think that person is not going to be able to make a change?
When the bank is looted and you make the general manager of that bank, is that bank general manager the general manager of that bank of Almira's and other things?
No, but suppose
in the bank there is nothing.
No, in your letter also you've said that whoever comes is going to be a puppet or a or whatever.
Besides puppet, there should be organization left.
Okay, but suppose an organization has to be left for somebody to lead it. You're saying it's too late, but there is talk, for example, that Ashok Gehlot, Chief Minister of Rajasthan, may come. No, hold on. He's a strong leader, considered to be with grassroots. Suppose somebody like him becomes, you still think you don't find that credible? You don't think that's going to make a difference?
What will he do in UP? What will he do in Bihar? What will he do in Bengal? What will he do in Assam? What will he do? Now is Gujarat in charge. Let us see what will he do in Gujarat. What will he do in Odisha? What will he do in Tamil Nadu?
You're saying these are all
what will he do in Kerala?
You're saying these are all states where the Congress is...
They're nothing. Can he bring one vote? Anybody else? I'm not talking Ashok Gehlot. Any person will bring, anybody in Jammu Kashmir, can they bring one vote? Can the Punjab bring one vote?
Okay.
So what is there?
So you're saying it is too late for the Congress? Nothing can be done. You say Rahul Gandhi has been presiding over this?
Personally, I have no grudge. Personally, he's a nice man, gentleman. He has been always respectful to me. But as a politician, he doesn't have the aptitude.
He doesn't have the aptitude. Okay.
I'm not kidding. I have a personal great regard for him. To me, he was always respectful, at least in front of me. Okay. I don't know what was he behind the back, but it means he was very respectful to me.
Okay.
And I respect that gesture. And as a person, I will respect him.
But you're saying he doesn't have the aptitude.
He doesn't have the aptitude of the politics. And he doesn't have the aptitude of hard work.
Right. Well, let us see how...
Unlike his father, grandmother and uncle.
Okay. Let us see how it all plays out. But thank you very much indeed for talking to us, and all the best with your future plans. Thank you so much.
Thank you.